welcome back everybody. As you see, we actually have a little bit more of a live style video instead of just the montages going on. I still just have a ton of clips that I want to get out there, clear up some space on the hard drives, plus a lot has happened since my absence. You'll hear a voice, but you won't see a name. The voice is Sticky Slicker.
What's going on, Mevins?
What's going on, man? How's life?
It's been a hot minute. That's a story for another time, but it's been a while. It's been a while since I've been on the interwebs.
Summertime?
Is this becoming story time? Yes,
Summer,
it absolutely
no,
is.
summertime.
Oh, summertime. I thought
You
you said
said
story time.
You said a hot minute.
Oh my gosh, it's been a while since I talked to you, and your jokes haven't changed. Glad to be
No,
back.
they
Glad to
haven't.
be back.
Welcome, welcome. Buckle in. So, just to preface the reason behind this exact video, my last montage, I actually got a comment on there. I paused because I missed the ball and it shocked me. Not that I missed the ball, but the fact that I missed the ball that I missed.
I thought you hiccuped.
No. No, you would imagine, but no, I had a scratch on my disc and I glitched out for a sec.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So anyway, the reason behind this video, main topic, comment on my last video or my last montage for my Rocket Leagues here, and it said like Happy Dare Day. So I think that was Monday, Dare Day, I don't know. But I guess my dare or topic of conversation was greatest moment in my life. I don't know if you know this, I'm 30 years old. A lot has happened in my life in 30 years. So to summarize 30 years into one moment is the same as if I say, hey, what's your favorite song? And you're going to shout out your current favorite song, but really, is it your favorite song or are there different ones?
I can encompass your entire lifetime in one current song.
Yeah, like you can't. So
There's just no way.
I brought Sticky Slicks in here, so that way we can go over this together. Like he can share his, I'll share mine, and just to catch up for old time's sake.
Absolutely. Mind you, I am 27, so not far behind Mr. Mevins here,
You just
but
turned
still, same
27,
idea.
So that's like
Just did. Yeah.
that's like a great moment in your life.
Very, very true. Actually the one. I mean, you spoiled it. It's it. I mean,
That
you can
is-
finish out the video. I'll see you guys later.
Well, in that case, always stay kind. Always
Always stay a year older.
a year older.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I just turned a year older.
Oh, you meant for you. I thought you meant my
Yes.
age to your age. I'm like, you just
Oh,
turned
no, no.
27. I'm 33.
It's been a while since we've recorded together. We got to get that synergy going. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know what you mean. Anyway,
All right.
So, do you want to kick that off, or do you want me to kick that off? Because,
I would say you go ahead. You go ahead.
all right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to shout out just kind of a couple different ones, right? Not just one, because again, 30 years worth of greatest moments. There's just too many of them. And one of them I'm going to kind of cheat. It's kind of like an ever-growing moment. And I'll start with that one. And that
So
one,
this is gonna be interesting.
yeah, so it's kind of a cool take on a greatest moment because finding good friends, right? There's nothing like it. And you're always going to find good friends. Like, I mean, even your grandfathers and stuff like that. They're going to find new people that make an impact on their life forever.
Very
and
true.
become friends forever. And you don't have to talk all the time. You know who those are. Like me and you, we've had our silences. It's not because we're mad at each other or anything. We just, life happens and we lose contact for X amount of time. And then when you start talking, it's literally like that time has never even elapsed.
Right.
So I'm going to start with that. That is my topic. Now, a lot of my friends, I'm not going to say names. And that's kind of hard because everybody then can assume that they're my best friend. But I
got 5 best friends.
I will say one of them. You'll know who you are if you watch this at all. But we're gonna go with an old nickname, Stinky. and only you will know who that is.
I was about to say that rings no bells for me.
Yeah, no, it's like that hidden person in this case. So I've been best friends again. I'm 30. They are 28. I've been best friends with them since I was 4 years old. So, I mean, what, 26 years of my life and counting? And that's literally a forever friendship. Nothing is ever going to change that friendship. So that's that. I have another friend of mine that I met when I was 4. And the day that I met that, well, I'll just say this case, Mike, because that's such a general name. The other one is a very specific name. Nobody has that name. But this one, I went to his mom the day we met, and I said, hey, can Mike stay the night? And she said, no, I don't even know you. And I said, oh, well, my name's Mike, and since I'm Mike and he's Mike, that means that I must be good. So can he stay the night? And she said no, and Mike didn't stay the night, and we became best friends ever since. And I will say my other best friend that I can for sure guarantee is a lifetime best friend is you, my dog.
You? How do you spell that? Y-E-W?
P-S-U.
No. Oh, okay. With the P is silent?
Yes.
P and the S is silent?
Yeah. You.
No, 100% agreed. I know this is a topic that you and I have talked about before, where I just have a horrible time keeping in contact with people. And when we first met, I know we talked about this too, but when we first met, I thought you were an absolute d-bag. Just kind of the way you handled
myself.
And just the way you handled kind of conversations or whatever to start off. But I bet you that was probably like the first day or two that we met, and then pretty much ever since then we were probably pretty good friends. And but yeah, 100% guaranteed on that lifetime friendship. Like you said, I mean, there's been times where life comes at you fast, and we kind of break up per se for a little bit, but then we get back together, and it's like nothing ever happened, nothing changed. It's just like a good old friendship, and just carry on conversation as normal. It's not like, man, I can't believe you did wrong to me. You know, right. Like we argued at work or whatever sometimes. Like we would get in heated discussions at work, and people were like, what? Like, what's going on? And then we would just rub it off like nothing happened. And because we were just talking about something that, you know, you believed was right or I believed was right, and we were just trying to work through it. I'm a very logical person. I always try to like talk through things, even if I mean, I'm always going to think I'm right, but I try to fight for it and I try to work through whatever I believe is right logically. And, you know, sometimes I'm wrong. But again, I'm kind of going on a tangent here, but
yeah, that's fine though.
Yeah, whenever we got into those heated discussions, it was always easy to just, you know, wipe the dirt off the shoulder and continue on like nothing happens. So it was always easy.
For sure. No, it's definitely crazy because literally there have been a couple heated discussions where even I was like legit pissed off at you. Like, man, I can't believe that he would think different than me. We're best friends. We should be on the same page. We have the same, you know, and that's just not reality. But obviously, right. I get upset about it or whatever because we're both very passionate in what we believe in.
Mm-hmm.
And
especially being a little bit of age difference, and then also definitely growing up in different parts of the U.S. too.
Yeah, because back in my day, we never thought differently.
Oh man, that's hilarious. But just because it's bringing up another joke of, "Hey kids, get on my lawn." But it's a joke and a story for another one.
That's so funny.
Well, I don't know. So disclaimer from the beginning is I have no idea what you have on your list to go over, but I'll go ahead, and you don't know all mine, but I'll go ahead and I guess talk about mine. That's okay.
Yeah, man. Bring it
my first one. So I'm just trying to think of, again, best life moments. Instead of best life moment, I got 3. So we'll just go with the first one, which was the best Christmas. Best Christmas I ever had. My parents got my brother and I, so mind you that we were not well-to-do at all. I mean, yes, we didn't we never went wanting for more or anything like that. Like, we weren't rich by any means, but all the bills were able to be paid and stuff like that. So, like, we were able to do that. I'm sure my parents were living paycheck to paycheck at some point, but as kids, we never really noticed that. We didn't have a ton of toys and stuff like that, but this one, was just awesome. They got us, my brother and I, both Game Boy Advances. So I had a purple one, he had a clear one. And like those, well, yeah, I mean, it was a Game Boy Advance. I think it was the first one. I'm thinking of the SP, and I got an SP later on, but at that point, it was a purple one. And I still remember that at some point, my hamster bit, like, it was either the start or the menu button. I had a little nick in just the corner of those tiny little or one of those tiny little buttons. But they got us those and the Pokemons at the time, which I had Sapphire. And we played, and he got Ruby. And we played like sun up to sundown. It was just amazing. I love that game. I love that Christmas. It was just awesome. So anytime somebody mentions Christmas, that's where my mind goes. So how about you, Mevins?
Dude, I totally get that. So I don't know what my favorite Christmas would be in that case. I don't know if I can. I mean, I love Christmas in general. It's my mom's favorite holiday, or was my mom's favorite holiday. And so ever since then, that's always been like the warmest spot in my heart for holidays. I love Thanksgiving because it's right around my birthday. The rest of the holidays, I really just don't have any like real feeling toward. I'm not saying I don't like the other holidays. I love Valentine's Day, but you should love your significant other every single day the same. And I feel like that's just like an over dramatized holiday where it's like, I love you more today than I ever have, and all other 364 more days that are left. Like, it's just dumb to me. But it's a nice holiday, you know, to celebrate. But yeah, Christmas in general, I will just say is my favorite holiday, and that's about the most I'll get into that one. Just because I don't have much. Like I said, we were poor, but every single Christmas was amazing, and there's no complaints. Family together, fun times with friends. So yeah, me and my buddy of 26 years, I'll actually add to it now that I'm thinking about it. It's like wheels are turning. We kind of had our own tradition. Like, you have your own Christmas traditions with your family, right?
Absolutely.
Our tradition was, as soon as we opened all of our presents, and our family was really weird, right? We would open all of our Christmas presents from the family on Christmas Eve. And then Santa would come that night and give us all our Christmas presents, Christmas Day presents. So we'd open all of our presents then. So I'm always like, I opened all my presents then, and then I opened all my presents on Christmas. And people were always like, what do you mean? You only have all your presents. But that's that. So we would open them all. That makes sense. And that's when like our stockings would be filled, all that stuff. And instantly, as soon as one of us was done, we may still be opening presents. And he'd call, or I'd call, whoever was done first. Hey man, what'd you get? I got this. Awesome. Show me. And we lived in a trailer park, so it was like literally a 2-minute walk. And we'd be right over to each other's house just showing off all the gifts. Like, man, this is what we got. And it was just the best time every time.
That's awesome.
So my next topic would be, let me see. I wrote them down to make sure that I stay on track.
Doing a very good job of that.
So, as you know, my mom passed away 2011. Okay. But there was one time, so I worked at a pizza place downtown Rainier, Oregon, where I'm originally from, right? And there was like a little video poker room in there, and she'd always come in there and just play some, you know, get some beer, play some, stuff like that. And she was leaving right at the time I was getting off work. My buddy Mike came over. We were getting ready to go to the skate park. And he came over, and he was just chilling there waiting and stuff like that. And my mom comes out, and I'm like, hey mom, do you got $5? I can go to the local Chevron and get some snacks. And she's like, you're at work, man, just go make yourself something here. And I'm like, it's not that easy, I gotta pay for it. If I'm asking for $5, I can't do that. And she's like, yeah. So she does that. You know, she's in a great mood. And she gets in the car, she turns it on, and she's a big fan of Tom Petty. And Tom Petty was on, and she just blared the radio in her car. And she gets out in the middle of the street. She grabs my skateboard, throws it on the ground or on the road, and just starts dancing with me in the middle of the road. We're literally in the middle of downtown Rainier, just dancing in the middle of the street for the whole entire song. We're talking 3 minutes, because Tom Petty kept it classy. It was never a super long song. And So yeah, we were just sitting
Sick.
there, literally just dancing, and she does this really stupid dance. I would do it here, but I'm fat, and it's currently 9:44 p.m. The wife is sleeping. I don't want to wake her up. She gets up in 6 hours.
Bad things
or so.
happen.
She gets up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm not about to do this
Oh.
dance and wake her up. But it's a really stupid dance that used to be very popular back in the days of her, like, disco days, because she was a disco girl or disco queen, whatever they were called. And yeah, so I did that with her, and it was just the funnest, like, huge memory in my life that I'll remember forever. That's a great time. That's a great memory.
That's good. I don't think I've actually even heard that story from you. I thought you were going somewhere else with the music, but that's sweet. I've definitely never done anything like that with anybody, let alone my mom. So that's very funny, though.
Dude, it was a blast.
So let's go. All right, we'll just continue on with as a timeline. So we'll just jump into the best high school moment. So I'll try to wrap this one up pretty quick. But one of my good friends of mine, I won't mention a name, but you know him. We had he didn't want to go to prom that year. He was one of the stars on the basketball team and was very popular among the girls and among everybody in the school just because he was very good at basketball. But he wanted to stay home and play some sports game or whatever, and he had apparently mentioned that to a few people. So he was a freshman at the time that I was a senior, and I thought, you know what, I did not like high school whatsoever, so I was like, you know what, I wasn't going to plan on doing a prank or whatever, but good friend of mine, I was like, well, let's just try this. So I ran around to every homeroom and told everybody who I was. Many people knew me. My brother was older than me, so our last name kind of got a little bit of a reputation. Not a bad one. He was just a good sports player as well. So they knew of me, and so I just told him, like, hey, vote for him to be like homecoming king. If he does, then he has to go to prom. Homecoming. I said prom. He has to go to homecoming and walk on the court or walk in the parade and then go to the homecoming game and all this stuff. So long story short, he ended up getting voted in. I don't remember if he got king or not, but he got voted on the court. Yeah, he was on the court at least. So he had to go to the parade all through town, and then he had to go to the homecoming game, and then obviously homecoming where they actually crown the king and everything. So I told him I would drive him and stuff like that. I told his parents I would drive him, be his ride, since I forced him to go, basically forced him to go. But friends of ours wanted him to wear a kilt to all the events, but the school restricted. They said that you had to dress nice, you had to wear at least nice pants, a shirt, and a tie. Some people would wear a suit or whatever, but he had to be dressed nice. So I ended up wearing the kilt instead. So it's kind of a 2-point story of getting him on the court, which was just awesome because he was so frustrated with me, but also the fact that I got to wear a kilt that night. I actually wore a kilt and wore shorts underneath of it.
So you
Thankfully,
wore a dress,
I did.
or a skirt, I mean.
Yeah, skirt, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, just
Plaid,
want to make sure.
red plaid, like the typical kilt that you would think of, the red plaid, red and black plaid.
Yeah, but it's only a kilt when you're naked underneath. Otherwise, it's just a skirt.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I'm glad I did, because there were multiple people that ran up to me at the dance and kept pulling it up, and I was like, yeah, well, I'm dressed underneath it there, so.
The stallion, baby.
But the stallion. No, it was very funny. It's still super memorable. Just one of my favorite moments, especially at high school.
That's killer, dude. Yeah, I didn't wear a kilt. I wanted to, but like a legit kilt. And I've thought about like Renaissance Festival, because for some reason kilts are big at the Renaissance Festival. I don't know.
But the only thing.
The same. Oh,
pole arms too.
Right.
Pikes. Sorry.
But yeah, so I've always kind of wanted to and just haven't. I'm too much of a
They're
wuss.
Comfortable.
Well, dude, that's
I didn't wear it. I didn't wear it truly like you're supposed to, but it was still very, very comfortable.
Right. So I'm gonna be very cliche on my next one. It's coming up to my 2 years, literally this month in 21 days, and
I forgot about
my
that.
wedding anniversary. So, given the fact that I said that, getting married, greatest moment of my life thus far, that I can truly say and believe. I just don't feel like that does my life justice, because there's a lot more to my life, which is why I wanted to do more. But that one's killer. I mean, honest to God, it was just such a perfect day. It was pouring down rain like the whole day. And my wife knew it was going to stop, and sure enough, like a half hour, 45 minutes broke, and next thing you know, we're able to have an outside wedding. And we had like a little awning right where like the wedding party lines up, and literally right as Uncle Ed, the very last person, stepped foot under the awning, it started to pour down rain.
That was awesome.
It's so incredible that happened. I mean, literally pouring rain all day, breaks for just enough time for everybody to not be wet at all. And then it was nice the rest of the day after that, because then we went inside, we did the whole like walk in, hey, introducing for the first time ever, you know, Mr. and Mrs. Knucklehead, and
hey, that's me.
Yeah, and then they introduced us for the first time ever.
Yeah, there you go.
And it was just so awesome, you know, but it was pouring rain, and then we all get done like doing like the first dance, the food, all that. They opened up the rest of the barn, because we were at like a barn that was made for that, for weddings. And as soon as everything's done, they're like, all right, we're going to open everything back up. It's not raining. And it was just beautiful the rest of the day. And I had like my grandparents there. I got to, so again, my mom's gone, and so I didn't get to do the mother-son dance. So next best thing was my grandma. I got to dance with my grandma. And that's like the greatest moment I think that her and I have ever been able to and will ever be able to share. And it's just not many people, I think, get to do that. Obviously, I didn't get to do the traditional thing, which I think sucks. But I did get the next best thing in that case.
Very, very true.
So
yeah, I remember because we waited for, I was in the wedding part, and I know we waited. It was like easily between an hour to 2 hours. I want to say it was roughly about an hour and a half, which I know was in between those as well.
Sure.
But it was quite some time. But like you said, like it was awesome that it just like broke. I want to say it broke one time, and because I remember everybody had to go down and like wipe off the chairs.
Yeah, they all went down and cleaned it off, like dried off all the chairs, and then it poured again.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, it poured down again, and then it was like, all right, let's wait a little bit longer. Then they went back down, and like all the towels were soaked, but they like try to wipe off as whatever they could, and yeah, just enough time. That was awesome. I know a lot of people were frustrated, but it was like, it's your guys' day. Like, let them. I know what ended up happening though is that you guys like opened up the bar, and everybody was just like, fine, whatever, we'll wait as long as they need to.
And everybody was like, yeah, you know what? Waiting isn't so bad now.
Right. It's like, it's not your day. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But I'll say mine quickly. Yes, I totally agree. Getting married, mine's also 2 years and a couple months. I'm trying to think here now. 2 months. And it was phenomenal. I won't spend too much time on that, just because, I mean, it was great. I mean, there's not a whole lot more to be said. We got a Supra. We got to drive a Supra, and I took my wife out again on that with that same car on our 1 year anniversary, which was awesome. But a fantastic day. But I will jump into my next one here just to keep things rolling. And so my last one that I had was that actually I feel kind of bad that I didn't mention the whole wedding, but like you said, kind of cliche. I kind of just stayed away from that one. I figured you'd probably actually talk about it, so I was able to kind of pipe in there too.
Yeah.
But my last one, it was best college experience. Most of you probably know by now, I'm a huge nerd, and a bunch of my nerd friends. I don't know how many it was. I want to say it was 8 to 12 people. We came together and did hide and seek on the campus, and the campus was probably, I mean, it was a private college. I don't want to say. I honestly have no idea how much it was. It was, I want to say probably like 6 to 8 football fields. Probably more like 4 to 6 actually that we actually played on. The campus was much larger than that, but our boundaries, we basically had boundaries of. We were able to kind of map it out that this big giant square of just the walkways, concrete walkways, also known as sidewalks. There we go, if I could think of the word. We just counted those as the boundaries, but we played hide and seek a couple different times. But one night it just was hilarious. My roommate was hiding in a tree, and he was the last person to be found. He was sitting in a tree cawing the entire night, and nobody could find out where he was. And it was just the funniest thing once we found out. And then like another person, she had hid in some bushes, and a friend of mine ran up to me, plastered drunk. Just starts talking to me. He was even part of the group. He just was going back to his apartment from a party, and like we're talking to him or whatever. And he goes, "Oh my gosh, I gotta go to the bathroom." He runs over to that bush, mind you. Only like one of the people knew who was in there at that point, but he ran over to that bush, relieved himself, and then the person that was with our group was like, "Oh, isn't so and so in that bush?" And we're like, "Oh my gosh!" We run over there. She starts screaming. And fortunately, nothing. She actually didn't get relieved on, but it was hilarious.
That's so
it was just
killer, dude.
It was hilarious, and just we had so much fun. But yeah, that story in and of itself was hilarious.
Dude, that's so funny. That is.
If you ever get a chance to play hide and seek on like public grounds with a bunch of people, it's the most fun. Or in a blacked out building. We did that as well.
We used to play hide and seek in the woods, and that means nothing
to
anybody really. We had in our trailer park we had a set of woods. They were just called the woods.
The woods. Don't ever go to the woods.
Don't step foot in the woods. Too ominous. But we used to get, and there was so many kids in our trailer park, and you wouldn't think so because there was like many different layers or levels to our trailer park, and it was just kind of like if you lived on the second story, you kind of just hung out with friends on the second story. It's not that you weren't cool enough or whatever that BS would be. It was just you weren't in the presence of everybody else on the other stories, so like you were just not really thought of, and vice versa. If you were on the bottom story, second story didn't care where you were. They had their friends on the second story. And you better believe, dude, if we had capture the flag or hide and seek in the dark in the woods, everybody was there. And there would be like it was hide and seek tag first and foremost. And there would be anywhere between 20 and 30 kids playing. Just insane group, dude. It was so much fun though. So yeah, I get it, but not when it comes to like a campus or a building, because I think that would be pretty sick.
Yeah, building. We did it in a blacked out church. We had a overnighter at a church, and we like literally put cardboard and tape over all the exit signs and turned off all the lights and pulled down all the blinds, and it was a blast.
So that shizzy was blacked out.
Oh yeah. We actually did Humans vs Zombies there too that night. So we had Nerf guns and whatever, and had to like find the cure. Dude, it was a blast, an absolute blast.
Was that for Corona?
No, it was way before Corona was a thing.
Okay.
That was never mind. I won't make that joke.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Don't make that joke. If you have to preface it with that part before saying a joke, don't make the joke.
Don't make it.
So my last one. I don't know if you have many more that have come to mind. If you want to share, do. But my last one that I have on my roster of greatest life moments, or whatever this thing has become, is within the last few months, and that is with you and your success and struggle that has happened even just the other week or so ago, and you're done again, like you're back at home and all that.
True.
I don't want to get too far in because I don't know what you want people to know or how deep you want to get with it, because it's your information. But
we did a video on it.
Yeah, but I don't know if you want to know what progress or things have come through. I mean, obviously progress is the word that is happening so far that we all know of.
Yeah.
And that's the good news. But you did get sick again, and then got out of the hospital again, what, a day or 3 or a week later?
2.5.
So
2.5 days, not weeks.
Yeah. So, I mean, pretty serious, though. I mean, it's worrisome to me that happened, but it does make sense on how and why everything happened the way it did there.
Right.
But yeah, I would say that's a really great moment for me, and that is just knowing that you, my dog, are just getting healthier.
Yes, yeah. So just to sum it up, I was thinking about that too. To sum it up, basically, as a video on my channel pointed out, I get diagnosed with soft tissue sarcoma. It's a cancerous tumor in my right shoulder pec muscle area, and I got that taken out on April 15th. Surgery went very, very, very well. Unfortunately, there were still some cells in there, so that's what we're going through right now. So the progress has been the surgery, getting things removed. I'm in physical therapy now. Things are going very well with that. But I have to go back in and do more radiation, and then we'll go and do chemo as well. But things are going well. I'm very, very thankful with how things have gone. There have definitely been some very bad moments in the past month and a half. Let's just say getting 15 to 20 staples taken out of your armpit is not a fun experience, but I'm very thankful that it's over, and I pray that I don't have to have it again. But no, I'm definitely glad, so I definitely thank you for bringing that up. But we're progressing. That's the important thing, is that we're progressing, and we'll get there. Eventually we'll get there. So I think another probably 2 to 3 months. That's actually where my hiatus comes from. Is there's just a lot going on. My entire right arm is still wrapped up in ace bandages just to keep the swelling down, but I'm slowly getting some functionality back there. Still playing games with the controller. I just started playing literally in the last day or two. I started playing with mouse and keyboard again. Very, very little. We're getting there. So
I was just gonna say it's coming along that way, I know, which is exciting for all of us. Get my boy back on the instead of being on the sticks, get you on the keys.
Playing the keyboard. Yeah, we'll definitely have a video coming up on my channel whenever we get back to it. But yeah, we're progressing. That's what matters.
That's why I used that word instead of
the
issues and complications, because there haven't really been much. It's been more progression. I mean, it's forward progression from here. So.
Yeah, unfortunately, both of my last 2 major surgeries, appendix and then this one, I ended up in the emergency room within the other one was the appendix was an emergency room a week later, and I just ended up getting dehydrated. And this one I ended up having pneumonia, very, very minor case of pneumonia. For not taking too many deep breaths. And then the other one was vertigo. But yeah, we don't know what ended up happening, what caused the vertigo. But
if you don't know what 100%. Vertigo is, what is vertigo?
So it's typically, I guess there's a couple different kinds. Mine is it's not situational, it's directional vertigo, I believe is what they call it, which when I turn to my right, it's very weird. I have to be laying down, and when I go into a sitting position, or if I'm laying down and turn to my right, I get dizzy. Basically, my head starts spinning for anywhere from 5 to 15 or 20 seconds, and then it goes away. And so, weirdly enough, you have to do some exercises to help out with it, or just kind of let it take its course. So it's getting better as well, but it's very frustrating because and literally, the first time I woke up with it, had no idea. Woke up, sat up in bed, and fell right back in bed. I wasn't standing, I just sat up and then laid right back down very fast because I did not expect it. So it's very annoying and definitely disorienting, and can mess with your stomach and just make you really nauseated. So, but again, progression, we're getting there. It's been a couple of days since everything happened, and we're slowly progressing with that. Just that one's taking a little bit more time, but we're managing it.
For sure. Well, I'm gonna challenge.
That's all I got, man.
I'm gonna challenge you guys, anybody that's watching, and maybe that jogs some memories of yours, whatever, in the comments. Let me know one of them, 2 of them, all of them. I don't care if there's 90. Just
fill up the comment section.
Yeah, what is your guys' greatest moment or happiest moment or whatever the topic actually was? I think its greatest moment is what was given to me, and I guess they kind of go hand in hand. Because obviously the greatest moment isn't going to be when old Patches dies, or when old Yeller gets shot. That's not really the greatest moment.
A good moment.
So I would imagine they kind of go hand in hand, but maybe you guys differentiate them differently or separately or whatever. That sounds counterproductive or whatever. Differentiate them differently. Sounds stupid.
And now,
my English.
I just want to throw this out there. We definitely need some good times right now. There's a lot of rough things going on, at least in the U.S. right now. So
yeah, you're not
definitely
lying.
A moment of to sit back and kind of reminisce on those good times.
That was literally the comment that I gave back. So I got the comment, I guess, daring me or challenging me to do this, and my reply was, "Thank you I actually love the idea so much because it's just such a great thing to bring or something like that. And it was very much in reference to, I mean, just all the negative in the world anyway, but especially where literally 2020 is just month after month after month just trying to tear us down. And it's like, you got to keep that sanity, the positive vibes. I don't know if you guys know who John Krasinski is, but from The Office, he came out with that news channel of like 8 episodes or whatever, Some Good News. He sold it to like CNN because they loved the idea so much, because it was just nothing about good news. And I feel like we need that. And that's sad to say that we need that. It's an absolute need. But there's
it's a must.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much negative in the world going on that it's too easy to let yourself get down. And it's almost harder to find something positive right now going on. And you just need to. Simple.
That's where we're bringing the positivity.
Yeah, bring it on. Man, oh man. So, on that note, I'm gonna, like I said, challenge you guys to that. Blow up my comment section. Find one of City Slick's most recent videos. Blow his up. Just tell us. Let us know what's going on in your guys' lives that's good. Continuously being good. What has been good.
Absolutely. And I'll definitely be replying back to those as well. Like I said, getting back to it. Still working on it, and that'll allow me to stretch my fingers a little bit more too.
Get those index and middle finger going.
Yeah.
On the
home row keys.
On the clicks. The home row keys. Get those fingers going on the home rows. Do you have anything else to add to any of them that has been said, or anything else jogged your memory of anything else to add?
That's it. Like I said, I figured you would end up talking about the merits, so I'm glad I got to throw that in there as well. Again, I feel a little bit bad that I didn't have it on my list, but it's definitely a huge moment for me. So I'll.
Of course, I was gonna cover
tell her
it.
That.
Yeah, I'll tell her. I'll let her know.
Oh, thanks.
Say,
thanks.
listen
That'll
to
work.
your wife. City Slicks loves you. Well then.
But no, that's all I got.
I will end it there then. On that note, just especially right now, always be kind, always be positive. And we'll catch you guys in the next one.
See you later, Mevins.
Laters.